Hey! Welcome to the F1 Show podcast. I'm the host for the most, Wayne, and this is the man in the pits with the tits, Brandon. How you doing? And he's got the wine as well.
Yeah.
Got the San Miguel.
You're going for beer this weekend, have you? That's.
I'm trying to be a bit more sensible. I'm going to have a headache tomorrow. I've got terrible sinuses. That's what people tune in for.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that, people hearing me swigging my beer. Should we just get straight on with the news?
Let's get in there.
Let us get in there. So here we go. Let's see if we can screen share that. Can you see that? Let's pop that there. Oh,
there we
giving it away here. Are you ready, sir?
Wow,
can you see the man in the
people listening? We can see a man in his pants. That's good.
A man in his pants always starts off the news. So and the copyrighted news theme, which I haven't changed yet. Here we go, people. In political news, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been forced to resign after a series of serious blunders in office, involving alleged lies, breaking of lockdown laws, and employing a known sex pest. The ex-Prime Minister stated that it could be worse. It could be Daniel Ricciardo.
I thought you were going to go with Michael Massey for a minute.
Yeah. Not to worry, he has another job in sight there.
Yeah.
Okay. More news here, people. Cutting edge, well-rehearsed news, people. Well-rehearsed news. After a terrible race at Silverstone last weekend, AlphaTauri driver Yuki Tsunoda has taken the blame for colliding with teammate Pierre Gasly, stating that I didn't expect Pierre to close the door quite so much, so this is a mistake from my side. Other things Yuki wants to apologise for are you looking? Jesus Christ. Hello Kitty. Useless eating utensils. And the Pearl Harbor attacks. A spokesman for Pierre Gasly says he accepts all the apologies except the last one because he's French. It's savage today. It's savage.
If we had listeners.
Okay, in more news, Max Verstappen has been talking about what will happen if he doesn't resign for Red Bull, if he doesn't re-sign for Red Bull even, after his deal ends, stating that he may quit. Suggestions for alternative employment include dental technician, ex-Formula 1 driver's babysitter, or companion for lost friends, friendless idiots. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Take a bullet for him.
Okay, you take a bullet for him. I've lost the last one now, and finally in the news today, you're going to love this one. Formula World Championship the Formula 1 World Championship. Ex-Formula 1 World Champion Nelson Piquet hits the headlines again this week as it was revealed that he has made more disgusting, untrue comments about other drivers. Nelson described Nigel Mansell's wife as ugly, Keke Rosberg as SHIT, described Lewis Hamilton using a homophobic term, and worst of all, stated that Daniel Ricciardo is a talented racing driver and is completely competent. The FIA have wildly condemned his comments as disgusting and slanderous. And that ends the news, people. Let's just stop that. Okay. Shockingly bigoted news there. I'm sorry about that. I went low, but at no point. That took a turn.
Not how I was expecting it to go.
I thought I was quite clever there, but obviously
it was good.
It's just good fun, guys. Okay. Hello Kitty is great. We love Hello Kitty.
To quote the great Dyson Maeda.
How is that?
Maeda is
wow.
Japanese football player. Came from the J League to play in the SPFL for Celtic at Christmas. Okay. Absolute blinding player. He's like the Duracell bunny, never stops. Running around. He scores goals, right? He scores fantastic goals. Every time he scores a goal, he does this celebration, right? He does this with his fists up against his cheek.
His two fists against his cheek. Right? Sorry about that. Yeah.
Everybody's like, all the fans are like overwhelmed. They're like, yeah, this is great. What's this? This is fantastic. They're all walking about doing this. Nobody knows what it means, right? So they get him, and literally they've got 4 Japanese players, right? And 1 translator. None of the Japanese boys can speak English or whatever they speak in the dressing room in Glasgow. So it took a while to get the guy asking the questions in front of Daisen when he had the translator with him. It turns out that his daughter, who's 4, her favorite character in one of the anime TV shows, does this all the time.
And that was it. So everybody was running around doing that.
Simple as that. Everybody was thinking it was like, because the first press photos of him was him at a formal Japanese dinner, all dressed up as a samurai. He looks tough as nails, right? So they thought this was the warrior symbol or something. It is from an anime cartoon.
Something like Hello Kitty. My daughter loved Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty. Yeah. Japanese culture's awesome.
It is.
So let's go. Wow! What a race!
Yeah, we had the British Grand Prix to talk about. We talked about Hello Kitty. God.
We've straight out the box. Hello Kitty. That's where we're going with this, people.
Keep them on their toes, mate. They thought we were going to talk about the Grand Prix.
Anything less.
Best Grand Prix. Best Grand Prix Martin Brundle's ever seen, and we're talking about Hello Kitty.
He said it's the best Grand Prix Martin Brundle's ever seen. Is that what he said?
He said it's best entertainment he's ever seen. It had everything. He said
it did. I said this straight away. It had everything. It had the crash at the beginning, which is what all non-Formula One fans love, as much as they do. If you don't crash at the beginning, people they're bored. So it had the spectacular crash at the beginning, and that wheel-to-wheel battle at the end was just phenomenal.
It was. I mean, it was, and you could hear the excitement, in Crofty's voice, and he was not expecting to see it. And Hamilton comes through at the inside.
Oh, that was amazing. I totally supported Hamilton in that race. I wanted him to do it.
Yeah,
and the crowd wanted him to do it. And when he did that overtake, he was giving the fans. It was just amazing. But all of them
sat there knowing exactly where they were going to go, picking his moment, knowing where he was going to go. When it opened, it came through on the inside. That's a champion.
That's a champion. He's the GOAT, obviously. But it was, all of them drove exceptional and were respectful. I mean, they all were, and they gave each other room. They battled hard, but they gave each other room. Questionable about Perez, with that overtake, but we'll get into that. First of all, we'll do good race, bad race.
Okay.
Steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on, move.
And there we go. Good race, bad race. So here we go. Now we'll do pit talk first. We'll do good race, bad race, then we'll do pit talk.
I do what you tell me, mate.
Yeah, okay. So good race. Carlos Sainz, the man. So we start.
Performance.
We'll go through all of them. Carlos Sainz.
Yeah. Let's start at the front, eh?
Let's start at the front. Carlos Sainz. Yeah, I mean, he deserved it. He deserved pole position. And again, some of the team orders going on.
He did pole in the wet, or in the drying conditions.
Yeah.
It was a mixed weekend, so yes, it's unusual to get somebody different on the. Yes, it's normal to get somebody unusual on the front of the grid because of the conditions during quali. But he was, and I think that's the thing about him. He's an all-round great racer.
Yeah, and who I just thought, if someone deserved it as well, it was him. And Perez. What about Perez? There's someone who, again,
from the back of the grid,
solid.
Didn't have a contract a year and a half ago.
Yeah, and he got his elbows out a bit, but as they
Why
say,
not? Yeah.
why not? That's what racing's all about. And actually,
It's a
I didn't
motor
expect
race,
him.
Toto.
Just didn't expect him to be there at the end. It's like
No.
the last 15 laps, and all of a sudden he just appeared out of nowhere. And
He just sat quietly. No, none of the commentators were like, "Hang on, Perez is slicing."
hang
through
on,
the
where's
queue."
Perez?
He just came through, nice and steady, and off he
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, and yeah, he was just phenomenal. And
Lewis Hamilton, the GOAT, he
yeah,
he sat there.
do you know what? Before the safety car, I thought he did have a shot for a win, and he did sound kind of disappointed with his third, but I'm glad he got on the podium.
Yeah,
because
it's
he
still a
was
great result.
phenomenal again, and he rises to the occasion. Whatever you
It
think
would
of
have
him,
been interesting to see how Russell would have got on.
yeah.
Now, do you think he'd have made it back to the pits?
I don't know whether there was a little bit of showboat. I don't know.
I think his car had a bigger issue than he's let on. It would be interesting to find out if they admit to any issues that the car had, because he said he couldn't get it restarted. You look at the state of.
I thought because he got out of the car and outside assistance as well, because they were talking about repairing it, weren't they?
Yeah, but he got back in the car, he couldn't start it, and then went back to the pit lane, or went over to the team to ask them if there was any issues with the car that they could see. He told the marshal not to touch it, but by the time he got back from the pit lane,
He stuck it on the back of a truck.
They were putting it on the back of the truck. But he tried to restart it, and he was confident that if he could get it restarted, he could have driven it back round with 3 wheels.
Yeah.
Some of the cars in that crash had busted suspensions. They drove back with three wheels.
When
John,
you see
my
the
neighbour,
impact,
hi John, if you're listening,
I was quite surprised.
he reckons he could have got back. Yeah.
But the impact was quite a thing, wasn't it? Jeez.
On Albon, no wonder he was out longer than Joe. Joe was back at the track before the race finished, and Albon was off to hospital. He didn't get released that night till later next morning.
And the thing is, he was conscious. He didn't go unconscious, but it was the G-force apparently of the impact. They got the data, and the G-force and the impact said, "No, you've got to go be checked out." But that was.
You know how they measure that?
Go on. How do they measure it?
The earplugs. So the headphones that they've got have got accelerometers in them. So they mold them into their ear, so it measures the speed of their heads move.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
So you learned it here on the F1 Show podcast. Hello, Kitty.
It's the trickle down technology that they
trickle down technology.
Design, yeah.
Guys, it's not just all about it infiltrates our real world life. And I thought
anyone with a MacBook, it turns off if you drop it, right? It's got an accelerometer in it that was developed on Formula One cars, and that's what shuts it off. There you go.
Unbelievable. See, and you thought it was just bigoted jokes here. No, we've got all the good stuff here as well. What I noticed about Albon's crash, more than Tsunoda's, so to speak. I mean, there's been crashes like that pre-Halo. With a car upside down going along the ground. I think Senna's been in one like that before as well. And it's a testament to the roll bar as well, see? But what I thought about Albon's crashes, 15 years ago, that's 2 broken legs.
Yeah.
The impact into the wall. And in fact, there's a couple of F1 drivers on a British Grand Prix previously in the 80s. Couldn't tell you who the name off the top of my head there, but that ended his career. 2 broken legs. I think it might have been the 70s, 76, the first start. But so that's a testament to the strength of those cars to hit full on.
Yeah, you see the roll hook, which was the previous sort of head protection, the upper level head protection. Yeah, that was gone in Joe's car.
Yeah,
that got crushed, it got worn off, it got all kinds of stuff done to it. I mean, did you see the size of the gouges in the track? It was like a ½ inch. Craig Slater did a bit where he showed you the gouges in the track.
And when it just hopped over that tyre wall, you thought, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, but Jensen Button was saying that the gravel doesn't go all the way. The gravel goes up to concrete escape road, which the tires are on, and it hit the edge of that concrete escape road,
So
and that's
gravel
what
and
caused
hit
it to
that,
spin.
and that's what launched it over.
Yeah, because otherwise it was just dying down. But
That was worldwide news, that crash.
yeah.
Getting a crash always does in Formula One, and I saw a CNN report on it, or Good Morning America for the Monday morning, and they had that on there as well. And you know, the report was saying it's just Formula One at the moment is just going like this all over the world, and
that is great press as well.
Yeah, you've got to have a crash like that. They love it, you know. And it's even people at work who I work with who don't watch it went, "Oh, you see that crash?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I watch Formula One." And then they started asking me, "What race are you going to?" It's like it sparks more of an interest.
Yeah.
This is, and I think this is one of the very few seasons that I've watched Formula One pretty much all my life, but there are some seasons that I don't know all the drivers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you watch an England team and you can't really name all the teams, but there are some years that you watch them and you know every member of the team.
Yes.
You know every person in that lineup.
That's the whole Drive to Survive effect. It's the better coverage. It's the fact that we're doing this. You know, you're paying a bit more attention. The information's more available. Yeah. And they're doing the right thing. You know, previously you wouldn't know what before Martin Brundle became a commentator, you wouldn't know what he sounded like. You know, watching Lando Norris conduct the crowd, that was fantastic. You know, just as part of the Sky Show.
Phenomenal weekend for everybody there.
Yeah,
such a wonderful time. We had Vettel going out in old Nigel Mansell's car and stuff like that. It was just.
And there was a big crash in Formula 2 race as well.
Was there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. So what about Leclerc?
Oh man, somebody at Ferrari don't like him, do they?
Do you think?
If they'd pitted him, why was he still out on hards, right? Karun Chandok showed this.
Didn't he miss the pit entrance?
No. There was 9 seconds. And that's a long time, right? We should go 1 minute, you know, if you count 9 seconds while I'm talking, right?
Yeah.
And that's a long time to talk. Is he going to pitch? Should we
make a decision?
Yeah, let's pit him now.
Yeah.
That's 9 seconds. And I was talking for half of that before we started saying about pit. So they had plenty of time once the flags came out to get him in. And they had time to double stack. They could have got him in, pitted him, and got Carlos in without breaking Carlos's stride.
Yeah, it was a nice little move Carlos made on him as well. While we were watching the Hamilton battle, Carlos just slipped by him as well, didn't he? At the restart.
That was team orders, wasn't it?
No. The team orders was, and what I noticed, Carlos was very magnanimous about swapping over. He said, "Okay."
Yeah.
So you had Leclerc bitching away. I'm faster. But when they said to him, "No, time to switch," Science just went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And it felt like a little bit more of a level of maturity going on. I don't know. That's just. Do you think there's a favouring going on then? Do you think they switched the leaders?
When Matteo had the finger out. He did it for you. You need to be polite about it. You need to be
absolutely
gentlemanly and happy for him. Yeah.
Again, and here's another and another one was right at the end at the restart. Alonso and Norris just creeping up as well. And the commentators went, "Oh look, there's those two." And Alonso said in his post-race interview, didn't he? He said, "Oh, I saw them battling up at the front there. I thought, if someone takes a slip, I'm in there." And he nearly did. You know what I mean? And Alonso's just having the time of his life at the moment.
He is, and he's in amongst the kids. And he's driving just.
He's showing them how to do it.
He's out driving Esteban Ocon. I mean, yes, he didn't finish a technical issue, but in general, he's out driving him every race. You know, it's just racecraft. He's sneaking up on them. He's getting it in the right position so that if somebody with a faster car makes a mistake, boom, he's in.
That's it. What about Norris? Another solid performance. Every time Norris gets in that car, he's embarrassing his teammate.
We keep saying this, mate. Keep saying it.
I mean, I think he salvaged his contract by finishing in front of Norris that one time, a couple of races ago, but he just can't do it. He cannot.
Jack's not going to let him do that. That's still a shaky peg.
Yeah, he like after that race, he was constantly talking about his his new re-signed contract, but I don't know. It can't be. He just can't warm his tyres up. I know these tyres next year is going to be even worse, but I know these tyres are quite different. Those hard tyres.
It's Latifi, for God's sake.
That's not on. That's not on. I mean,
no. Something needs to.
We've
have a quiet
podcast listeners. We've gone silent because this is like the. It's got to be the end of the road for him.
Please let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, please.
below.
Someone
email
in the bottom. Email them. Max Verstappen.
F1 Show podcast. Post something on the wall on Facebook, Instagram. Go on there.
Max Verstappen. What do we reckon?
You saw the dramatic drop in pace when he stopped. Have you got that picture of the bit of debris that I sent you that was stuck?
I shall get it now for the podcast watchers.
Yeah. So for the listeners, while Wayne's doing that, at the end of the race, they were investigating the issues with Max's car, and they found that there was a big chunk of Pierre Gasly. Was it Pierre Gasly's or Yuki's? It was an AlphaTauri anyway. There's a big chunk of AlphaTauri stuck under in the floor, blocking the airflow, which stopped the downforce being created on one side. So
yeah, so he
why he had no grip. That's why he thought it was tires.
He literally co-opted a piece of AlphaTauri, basically.
Yep, and he dragged it around with him the whole.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
AlphaTauri aren't getting that bit back, are they?
That's quite a big chunk as well when you look at that. What's that, about 7-8 inches long, maybe more than that?
Jeez. That was stuck under his car?
Yeah.
And all the time they were going...
It was blocking the air. It was stuck up underneath.
Thanks to Sky Sports F1 there.
Yeah, it was on several news outlets.
Yeah.
And social media accounts.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. It was... I think he did well given his circumstances. It shows you how much pace the Red Bull has, that he was still 7th with a disabled car.
Yeah, and
it was nice to see him. It was nice to see him fighting with Mick Schumacher.
That's what I was just coming to. Mick Schumacher, absolutely. He was pretty mean in the way he was fighting him, though. He was shutting the door on him quite a lot.
Max was, of course.
Max,
he's good.
Max
why would he be any different? Why should you be any different?
I don't think there was a nice bit. There was a bit in there was a sly dig to Verstappen by Hamilton, I think it was, about the racing, how it was more respectful than last year or something like that.
Yeah, when he's racing against
Gasly, not Gasly, sorry.
Yeah, when he's racing against the guys that he karted with. Because he knows how they'll behave, and he's probably had his nose slapped a couple of times by then. But Hamilton hasn't. He's never really done that. Do you know what I mean? He's not got any fear of Hamilton or Schumacher. I think there's a wee bit of fear with Charles because they've gone wheel to wheel before, and maybe Max has come out worse with that. I mean, he's got a bit more respect for him. You know, that way it's like, if you fought someone before, you know more about them. Whereas if you've not raced him before, it's just like, right, here we go, clean slate, I'm going to beat you.
And I thought Schumacher took it to him big time.
Yep, and
he was hungry for it. And you'd have thought, this is my first points, I'll just sit behind. But now, the last lap, he was really going for it.
It wasn't just getting the car home for the points. He was fighting.
Yeah,
and those last few laps against Max is probably what's going to make his seat safer than finishing in 8th. Right? If that had been anybody else in front of him, or if it had been a big 10-second gap or something like that to the guy up the road, whatever.
You're having a pop
but he was in there fighting against the world champion.
Having a pop at the champ. I thought some of the moves Verstappen made, it just pushing people off track. I don't know. If we both drink together, no one can hear what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah,
and Seb, not a nice little solid race for Seb.
Yeah. He
got involved in a lot of that mess at the start and still managed to keep it.
He shunted. It was him breaking that Alex Albon braked for, wasn't it?
He braked and then
he backed up and then Alex went into him.
Yeah. But he didn't have time. There was no time.
No, it wasn't.
Everyone was just.
I think
a lot of blame was not blame, but a lot of it was like I watched Bottas slowing down, but he can understand it. He saw something going on in front and thought, "I'll just slow down a bit."
Yeah.
Someone had to brake in front of him, and Vettel braked, and then Albon, or was it the other way around? I don't know.
No, it's that sounds about right.
Sounds about right. That's what we like, don't we? K-Mag solid again, but a quiet race.
Yeah, you got the car home, and then you're into the people that were only as high as they were because there was nobody else on the
There was
track.
nobody else. Lance Stroll, another.
Stroll, Latifi, Ricardo, and Tsunoda all had terrible races, I think.
Tsunoda and Gasly, what the hell was going on there? What rule number one, isn't it? It's rule number one. You don't
mix it with your teammate.
You don't get up close and personal, as our friend Coulthard would say. You just don't do it. But Ricardo, I'm sorry, podcast listeners. I'm trying to open a bottle of beer here. There we go. Esteban Ocon, what do you reckon?
He was what position was he in before he DNF'd? I mean, he was.
Oh yeah, we're in the DNFs already, aren't we? Jesus Christ, we're in the DNF.
Yeah, because
I didn't realise Gasly didn't finish.
Yeah,
I knew Bottas didn't finish. That's a terrible race for Bottas. Alfa Romeo, terrible race, really. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that was a shame. They were done pretty. They were early baths for those boys.
Early baths for those boys.
They were having early pints at the airport, I think.
Yeah. Albon a bit disappointed. I didn't like to see him, especially with all those lovely cats on his helmet. Didn't like to disappoint.
Could have been a cat in the footwell that caused the crash.
Could have been anything.
Maybe a hamster. Don't know.
Hamster. Daniel Ricciardo, mate. Second from last, Daniel Ricciardo. I can't see how this boy, Daniel Ricciardo, is going to be in it next year now. Who's going to offer this guy a drive?
McLaren in IndyCar. Did you watch any of the IndyCar at all? The IndyCar was on at the same time. It was.
I know. Usually the IndyCar's on around about the same time as Monaco. I remember a couple of years back.
Oh no, that's the Indy 500.
Oh, sorry. But
IndyCar racing, the weekly racing that they've got over there, right? It's a small patch on the Grand Prix, right? Grosjean crashed into two of his teammates and then crashed out himself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
so Ricardo might be down at that level.
Oh yeah. As long as he keeps it on the track, then I just think I think Ricardo's gone, isn't he? I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think this is his swan song season.
It's his swan song season, and I just can't see him coming back. So, should we do a bit of pit talk? Have we got any pit talk? Or have we been talking about it already?
I mean, we can talk about the upgrades.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go to pit talk. Pit talk. There we go. Pit talk animation here. So go on.
Yeah, one of the most disappointing things about the Albon accident is that they had pretty much a new package on the car.
Yeah.
They had basically binned out the low profile side pods. And I'm going to share a picture. Let me share my screen so I can show this picture. There was loads of where are we?
Have I got to put the permissions in here for this sharing of screen? Multiple participants can share simultaneously. There we go.
Oh, this isn't one that can.
Click. This is the lovely sound of a podcast clicking away.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the pictures. There's good comparison pictures, but I can't Can't open one that would go full screen.
Really? Are they comparisons to the old and the new?
Yeah, Nicholas
Williams.
Latifi's and Alex Albon's.
Latifi's on shaky ground, isn't he? Still?
Yeah, it still is. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. We'll just sit here. We can.
Yeah. So basically, they've gone from the side pods that they had that are similar to Mercedes, and they've gone to more of a Red Bull style side pod, the bigger, more traditional side pod. And it's a shame to not see how that worked for them,
because Albon, if either of the two drivers are going to get some kind of performance out of it, so they only did it on Albon's.
They only did it on Albon's. I mean, obviously
that tells you where Latifi is in the team straight away.
Yep. There's sorry.
Let's see if I can find it online.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Williams upgrade. Williams upgrade. There's some pictures here. Both worlds. Williams mixed. Let's have a look. Williams mixed both worlds with major F1 upgrade. Is that what you're looking at? Is that
here we go.
Oh, you got it.
Let's see if this one will work. If this is a good picture.
Let's see. I've got a picture here. I'm going to put this picture on the old desktop here, so
we go.
you can
Right.
have it. All right, go share the screen, sir. You got it. Here we go, podcast listeners. You'll be pleased to know that there'll be some visuals. I see. Oh, you got a different one to me, right? Okay. Oh, okay.
Right. So the upper car is Albon's, and the lower car is either Latifi's or Albon's previous car. But you can see where it swoops down here.
Oh, I see. So now it's not
aligned with the halo, whereas the upper one, it goes all the way back, more of a traditional sort of width of a side pod. And you can see at the back in the lower picture where it says Doralton, just with the V is how far in, how close to the engine that is, as opposed to the upper one, which is the same width all the way down. So that's going to strengthen the floor. It's going to, it's going to have less of the exposed floor. It's going to make the wind.
Yeah, because they still haven't. Yeah, they've all gone for this. The top one. I don't know if you can see. They've all gone for that stabilizer kind of like rod or whatever.
What for?
At the back of it here, right back. Is that part of the suspension there, or is that part of that there? Yeah, where you
that
are.
Wire?
Yeah,
that wire is just to hold up that back section of the floor.
Okay, so that's what Mercedes went for, didn't they?
Yeah, but with this lower version with the wide floor on the bottom at the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that works for them. See if anyone goes. But in one of our previous,
they're getting so elaborate. Just looking at that picture, they're getting so elaborate with their aerodynamics now, and it's quite interesting, isn't it? So let me I think I've got a better view of that, sir. Dare I say it? Here.
Another popular one for the listeners.
No, sorry, listeners. I know you come here for the chit chat, but what we're doing here, the bants. So here's a better view of it. Can you see? Is this the new one?
That's the new one, yeah.
Yeah. They've still gone for this like structural thing here to
stay, yeah.
But everything.
So that's just to stop that back section from flapping up and down.
That's what's causing the porpoising.
Yeah.
For all teams, isn't it? So they've just kind of like abandoned this zero side AirPod thing because it's making the cars too unstable. Would you? Yeah. Because this bottom bit here needs some kind of weight on it.
Needs rigidity.
It needs to be put down to a certain extent pushed down by some kind of weight and rigidity.
No, it needs to be held up. So what's happening is the airflow over the top of it is pushing it down, and it's making contact with the ground and stopping.
I
it
see.
down.
I see.
So it's bending at the sides. So basically, by making it more rigid, it's stopping it from bending at the sides, and that stay is stopping it just drooping down.
Yeah. So Williams, we never got to see the results of that.
Yeah. So this week, because Alex had a front-on crash, it was his nose cone. They've got plenty of them. They didn't damage any of the funky bits, or however it was he described it. The package at the back, all the upgrades are all intact. It was the only one set of them. That's why Latifi didn't have them. So he can roll them all out on Friday for first practice. For first practice in Austria, and we'll see how he gets on.
What's going on with this Austria Grand Prix? Are we having two of them? Or was that just a COVID thing?
That was a COVID thing, yeah.
So we were just having Austria, and then straight after Austria? Let's have a look.
After Austria, it will be France.
Where's that? Paul Ricard. I'm not a big fan.
One of the Grand Prix that's up for renewal. Could our trip to Spa be the last time Spa's on the current calendar?
No chance. No chance. No chance whatsoever. There's too much history there. It's one of those circuits. So we got France on the 24th. So Austria, and they're calling it the Austrian. They're not going to call it a silly name. Belgium. So this is this is a Red Bull race, isn't it?
This is the Rolex Grosser Priez von Osterreich.
Jesus, what is going on with this? Why has it got to be named after?
It's all the sponsors.
I know it is. I know. It's like when they have a stadium and they call it the,
Yeah.
Welcome to the Dulux. I don't know. Samsung Stadium. It's like, dude, can't it just have a name?
Can't it just be Ellen Road again?
Yeah. Like we talked about this before with Monza, when it was just changing name. It was San Marino. Then it was oh no, San Marino's a different track.
Money.
It is money. Don't start. Have we got anything for pit talk, or are we just going to go full on?
I think the Aero upgrade packages is pit talk. That's
so we haven't really introduced pit talk at all. This is what infuriates our listeners who are still listening.
Oh, does it? Is this feedback you've got from
them?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm guessing. Okay,
right. So another thing about pit talk, another topic of pit talk is Matteo Binotto. Today was it Helmut Marko? Helmut.
Okay.
Helmut chimed in between having his soup because he's got to be on liquidized food by now. He said that the way that
not Bernie Eccleston, I don't know. I want to get him on. Let's get Bernie on. I might just email him. You never know. We could have Bernie on. That'll put our ratings up, wouldn't it?
That would, yeah. He was saying about the radio conversations, the information that the radio, the engineers are giving to the drivers is unfair, and it's taking some of the competitiveness. It's taking it out of it, and things like telling the driver that you're faster in the entry to this corner but slower on the exit, and then this other driver, telemetry information that the driver otherwise wouldn't be able to see. Now, the question I would say is, is it fair? Should it stay the same? Yes or no? Discuss. Go.
It's almost like. Oh Christ, that's a big old question.
I wonder what Murray would think. I wonder what Murray would think.
I wonder what Murray. Murray? Give us some answers.
Is that Murray?
Unless I'm very much mistaken.
Thank you very much, Mr. Murray Walker, the God the Saviour, Father, the Son, the Holy Mary. Amen. Okay, so what were we talking about? What were we talking about? We didn't get any insights from Murray, but go on.
Helmut Marko said that the mid-race discussions that Hamilton has with his engineers makes it easier for him. His exact words are, and I quote, "It's partly being in a driving school. You could limit it so that it only goes in one direction, that you only let the driver do it, but don't let him get technical support back. It's like you lose 5 meters in turn 10 when braking, and in turn 3, the other driver takes it more slowly. So a driver gets all this information and it makes it easier for him," he added. My opinion.
I don't think that makes it easier for him.
I don't think it does either. I think they've all got the.
I think it makes it harder. If anything, you've got some nagging. I mean,
leave me alone. I know what I'm doing.
Jesus. Anybody who's been in a toxic relationship knows that makes life a lot harder. Oh, spicy. You know what I mean? There's someone bitching in your ear while you're driving.
Yeah,
you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing this wrong. Why would you want that next to you?
You know when you're doing it wrong. Yeah, you know when you're doing it wrong.
Because you're not far, because you're not catching that dude in front of you. It makes no difference. It might be, who cares? He can see that guy's in front of him. He knows what he's got to do. It's not going to improve his performance knowing how bad that guy is. It's rubbish. No. Rubbish.
This was.
What, do you want to go back to the dark ages of them just holding out pitbull?
Previously, when was it? It was in just at the start of the turbo hybrid era. It was trialed as well, and it was not popular. And you need the drivers to, yes, you get the telemetry, but you need the drivers to go, whoa, that wasn't right, or whoa, what's happened there? And they can't do
that now. It's part of the entertainment. It's intrinsically woven into the entertainment. Yeah. We want to hear the whoops. We want to hear them. How much of a round of applause did Bottas get? That little team radio on Sunday about Joe Granu or whatever, right, and it was just a team radio to Bottas to say he's all right, and the whole crowd just went boom.
Yeah,
whether it's real or not, I don't know, but no, I do believe it was real.
You cynic.
Yeah, but it's part of it now. It's too interwoven. You can't do that.
I think what his concern is that other teams are now learning how Red Bull do it.
Yeah, but it's a two-way. It cancels each other out.
And he didn't like that, I don't think.
It cancels each other out, and what happens is they just find their own little code words, don't they?
Yep. What was
my tyres are good. Genuinely, when Hamilton's saying my tyres are bad, they're going off. That means
my tyres are gone. Yeah,
my tyres are gone. All right. How many times are you going to say it? 4 times. 4 times means they're good. 3 times means they're all right. They have the little codes.
Yeah. Right.
And anyway, I love hearing Max Verstappen lose his mind. I do. It's just him going, "Oh, mate, I just my mate."
DRS won't open.
What? I like all that. And hearing them be happy and stuff like that,
Yes.
So I don't think that should stop. And we don't want to go back to the dark ages of when it's raining hard and people are holding out a pit board that says nothing, People just waving at them. Come in, your tyre's flat. That's what happened to James Hunt on the Japanese Grand Prix when he was going to win the championship and stuff like that. They were literally going every time he was coming past, and then he's probably thinking, "Oh, they're waving
go all the
at
way
me."
around again to get back in the pit.
Yeah, just they're waving at me. They must think I'm doing really great. But those are the days. Those were the days. There we go, nostalgia man here again. So we're going to get on with his predictions, sir, or have you got any more pit talk?
Let's go on.
Do you want to question a bit more on the Ferrari strategy? Are we still thinking that Leclerc's their main man?
I think they've got an issue with their strategy team. I don't know if it's the people that are not making decisions quick enough.
Indecisive.
Well, is it? Or are they just making the wrong decisions and sticking with them? Because they could have pitted them on the next lap or the next lap. How long was the safety car out for?
There was a moment in the race as well where they said, "Oh, you're free to race," which I found a very not disturbing, but just a weird statement. You're free to race.
Well, there's some laps where they have to manage the tires, or they have to charge the batteries, or they have to so they don't attack. They've got to, prepare to go race, get the tires warm enough, and you want to do that slowly. They've got to charge your batteries up, and you all that kind of stuff. And it might be, right, we're 100%, go get them,
But it was like
that.
I don't know. There was a moment where he was asking that. I think you're free to race each other. It was almost like kind of that, and I thought, well, that's a bit of an odd thing to say.
Well,
how hard are you going to race each other? I just find them indecisive.
Yeah,
I don't know. Some things
and
happening
the fact that,
almost like it's just happening too quickly for the whole race is going. What? Yeah. Now we're going to pit. And that time,
and Carlos overruled them as well. He overruled them on something.
I like Carlos when he does that. It gives me a bit of a tingle when he does that. He does that in Monaco, didn't he? It's a joke. And you want the guy. You don't want him to be some kind of slave to the team.
Yeah, he can feel how that car's running. If he thinks
did it in Monaco, he said, "No, I'm not coming in."
Yeah.
These tyres are good. I like that. But Hamilton does that sometimes. And then sometimes he plays the team in, but sometimes he goes, "No, this. I can feel the car. I know what's going on."
I have to agree with Helmut Marko when he's talking about Hamilton's radio being pantomime. That is complete pantomime.
Do you think?
There was a perfect cue there, Wayne. Where was the? Oh no, it isn't.
Oh no!
Come on.
Christ, we did that joke 2 episodes back. Never.
Okay.
That was did it in the news. I don't know. I just think I like it when the drivers overrule, and that move Sainz did on Leclerc. He wasn't going to wait, was he? And Leclerc's tyres were knackered because he didn't pit, but he weren't going to wait, and it was
on hard tyres.
Dicey. It was a dicey little move. We didn't quite see it because we were too busy focusing on all the other stuff going on. It was the best race of the season. Totally 100% the best race of the season, and so we've got to add up our points. And I think you've done well on the older lap time. So,
have I?
Let's go for predictions. Predictions, everybody.
I've been into riot.
Here we go. Predictions. Let's just do a bit of a round of applause there. Okay.
So we got them.
We got the predictions finally, people. Sorry about that. It's terribly unprofessional of us. So we're going to share screen now. Share screen. Here we go. We've got to add up our total. Here we go. So let's just get my little golden pen out here. Here we go. I'm going to draw here. Let's add up our totals. Okay. Have you got the results from the British Grand Prix? The marvellous British Grand Prix, sir?
From the Formula One Lenovo British Grand Prix.
Okie dokie, sir. What have we got here? Who won it? I don't know. Who won that?
In pole position was Carlos Sainz.
So no points for that. Nil point. Fastest lap
goes to Lewis Hamilton.
What was the time? Do we get a point there?
Lap was 1 minute.
Go on.
30.
Yeah.
0.5.
Yeah.
1-0.
Oh, you were close there, buddy. So you get the point.
That was close. That's the closest I've ever been on that.
That is. So.
Pretty good.
So Verstappen was in the top 10, so you get a point there.
Yeah.
Perez was second, so you get 2 points there, didn't you?
2 points for that.
Sainz, you get a point. Hamilton, you get a point.
Was third, yeah.
Russell, nothing. Norris, where did he come?
Norris was 6th.
Jeez. You are going to
Yeah,
start clawing
buddy.
this back. No Bottas.
That's DNF.
Alonso, you get a point. Nothing for
Alonso.
these pair. Jeez.
Alonso was 5th. And Gasly and Ricardo, nothing yet.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get 10. So you are now on 81. Okay. Let's
Great
do
maths
mine.
there, buddy.
So Hamilton, I get a point for. Verstappen, I get a point for. Leclerc, where did he come? 4th. So I get a point for him.
Yeah.
Perez, I get a point for. Oh, it's not looking good. I guess Sainz, I get a point for. I got old Shuey in there, and I got quite a few.
I got a point, yeah.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 added on to 84 is 92. So that's 92.
I've cut the gap.
You've cut the gap, sir. You're still in this game. I'm telling you that now, right? So now, 92. 81, 92. So you're down to, you could have a couple of good results and a couple of stinkers from me, and you're back in this game. Aren't you? He says patronisingly.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what's the fastest lap, sir, for the Austrian Grand Prix? Let's do this.
Fastest lap for the Austrian Grand Prix is 1 minute and 5 seconds, 0.619, held by Carlos Sainz from the 2020 Grand Prix.
Okay, you're going to say that all again because I was distracted. I was distracted by the way you were saying it. So, what was it? 1 minute and what?
1 minute, 5 seconds, 0.619.
1 minute, 5 seconds is our benchmark. So who's going first? You want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, I'm going to go 1 minute, 7 seconds, 0.453. And I'm going to say fastest lap is going to be Verstappen. I think he's going to be back with a vengeance. He's going to spend a weekend with the PKs. And I'm saying he's getting pole as well. And I'm going to spell it that way as well. I don't care. And now I'm going to do my predictions. Let's move all of these potentials off the map here. Get out. I'm going to put Ricardo all the way down in the corner because I've got a feeling we're not going to be using him for a while. Let's get K-Mag there. I did promise to get a picture of a goat. I'll move yours off as well here. So, here we go. This is it now. This is your chance now, really, I think, to
Shine.
as
This is my moment.
This is your moment, is it?
This is my perfect moment.
I'm just going to get a picture of a goat for Hamilton now. That one.
Really?
That one's. That, yeah. Save image as
Nothing
he's
else to do.
nothing else to do. We'll save that there. Here we go. Let's do that. Let's plump that on here, on this document here. Oh, Jesus. I wasn't expecting it to be that big. Now I've stuffed. Hey.
How is your love life? Not chatted about that for a while.
No, we're not going to chat about it on the podcast, I'm afraid. I don't know what kind of podcast you think this is. On text,
one with two friends hanging out.
Two friends hanging out. Okay, there's the go. Okay, I'm going to go first. Right, who's going to win this race? I think Verstappen. I don't know. Is Perez going to do a little sneaky number on him? I don't know. I feel like I'm rolling the dice here. I reckon Perez might just nip it off him. He was getting a bit bolshy at Monaco, wasn't he? Where is my Perez there? Where is it? There he is. There we go, Perez. I'm going to stick the goat third. I think he's back. I think he's got his mojo back.
You think?
I think so. I think Sainz is going to be full, and I'm thinking Leclerc's going to be shaken by this, and he's going to be fifth. Oh no, I might split it with Russell.
The game is definitely afoot, isn't it?
I think so. Teammate wise, I think it is in the top. I mean, Russell, we
you
have
seen
no
the standard?
idea. Norris again, solid. I'm going to predict old Schumacher's going to get in the number 10 there. He's sneaking. I think Bottas will be back there at number 8. I'm going to read these out, podcast listeners. Don't worry. I know you're not worried, but don't worry anyway. Let's roll the dice. Yuki Tsunoda, do you think Yuki's going to make good, or do you think it's going to be Joe Guan Yu? Where is he? There he is. Here he is. Head still in one piece. So, the winner is going to be Perez. Verstappen second. The GOAT, Lewis Hamilton third. Sainz fourth. Russell fifth. Leclerc sixth. Norris seventh. Bottas eighth. Joe is ninth. And Magnussen in 10th.
You've got Schumacher in 10th.
I know. I looked at it and thought it said Magnussen. Why did I do that? It's Schumacher. I was distracted.
Physique.
All
right, let's step on then.
Let's step on.
I reckon 1-0. You've done maths on these numbers, haven't you?
No, you did well
You
last
have.
time. It's about 2 or 3 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah. I reckon.
Talking about maths.
I reckon 108.132.
132. Okay, it's getting serious with this lap time thing now.
Yeah.
We're on it now, aren't we? I think. Oh God, I can't get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Right, let's do this now. Who's got this race?
I reckon Verstappen's going to win.
Verstappen. Okay.
Then Perez. I reckon it will be a Red Bull 1-2. I think you're right. That way around. Then I think it's going to be Sainz.
You think he's on the roll now in his Sainz? You think?
Yeah. Remember he got the fastest lap 2 years ago. You know, he knows that track well. He likes it. Then I think
I remember it now. Yeah, I remember that.
I think Russell, Leclerc, Hamilton.
Hamilton. Or do you want to go there? Or you don't think he's
No.
great? Okay.
Because it'll take too long. You're messing about. Norris.
Norris. Hang on. Slow down. Norris 7th.
Norris, Bottas, Alonso.
Oh, Alonso, yeah.
And then
He's having fun, that man, isn't he? This is
let's
like,
put Albon in 10th. Let's see if Alex can get in the points.
what about that old Danny Rick there?
Yeah, nah.
Hang
Leave
on a
him in
minute.
his
What
Italian
flag's Danny Rick got here?
Leave Danny. Is that what is that? Italian flag?
That's an Italian flag. Where did I get these from?
I've got no idea, mate.
He's not Italian. If anybody's not Italian, it's him.
Well, he's of Italian heritage.
Is he?
Yeah.
You tired? Someone tired there, Princess?
No, it's hay fever.
Danny Rick.
I've got itchy eyes.
Ricardo. Daniel Ricardo. Let's just.
Right, do we need to do this now? Come on, let's go. Step on.
I'm just seeing if he's got Italian heritage.
He has.
Italian Australian, right? I literally said it. Italian Australian. Do you know? I'm really impressed that you got that. It's almost like you know your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and on that note, guys, let's knock this on the head for this calamity of a podcast, people. But we do urge you to bypass all of the stereotyping jokes. They're only jokes, people. We love everybody in here. Well, I do anyway. So,
Yeah.
so on that note, it's time to
We're
end the
equal
F1
opportunity
show.
abusers.
Go on.
I said we're equal opportunity abusers. We'll have a pop at anyone.
We'll have everyone's equal in our eyes, equally up for it. Okay, so, and on that note, people,
Please like, subscribe, comment below,
comment below,
interact
And-
with us, people. Let us know what you want.
let us know what you want, and we'll
If
speak
you want
to
us
you.
off the air, let us know.
Yeah, and we will speak to you next week.